Okay, welcome back to yet another episode with me, your humble servant. No, I'm not your servant. Your humble host, worst give it chilling. As usual, down here in my basement dwelling, uh, I the, the volume was kind of loud. That was annoying. Okay, so trusty or comfy slippers, trusty PS5 controller, comfy sweater. And I was about to meet Poppy Sweeting. I wanted to do a quest with her. But, however, I saw that I could get Bombarda. Attend Beasts class during the day. I might just do that one before. The Bombarda one. And then I'll go and meet Poppy Sweeting. Yeah, I think I'll go there first. Let's see, which wing do I need to visit? It's this one. Howing's assignment. Yeah, okay. Let's go there to get my Bombarda spell. I've been longing for that one. So, today I brought just a regular lager. This is just a Carlsberg. Just a regular, plain, simple. Yeah, okay, so what does Bombarda has to do with Beast class? We will see, we will see. What? Okay.
Excellent work today. Class dismissed.
That was the class? That's it? Excellent class. Let's have some
I take it you're ready to learn your new spell.
I completed your assignment, Professor. I'm ready to learn Bombarda now.
Good. Now, this spell comes with a caveat. It should only be used when necessary. The exploding charm, as you might suspect, can hurt people. Use caution when casting it.
Who would have known that a spell called Bombarda could hurt people? Of course.
I will, Professor.
I will hold you to that promise. Now, you must be precise in your wand movements. We don't want you blowing your hand off. Go ahead.
Okay.
Nice and steady wand movements. Remember, the exploding charm is highly volatile.
Whew. Yes, I did it.
Well done. Now, let us put it into practice, shall we?
Yeah, let's do. Let's put it up there.
And try it on the pumpkins.
The pumpkins. What have they ever done to me? The pumpkins. The poor pumpkins. Which pumpkin? Which pumpkin should I explode? Okay, this one.
Bombarda!
Excellent wand work. Cast the spell just like that every time. Assured and in control.
Okay. You want to talk some more?
Professor, might I have a moment?
Yes. What is it?
I was wondering what inspired your interest in magical beasts.
Are you considering some sort of profession in the field?
Yeah.
I haven't decided quite yet, but I do find magical beasts fascinating.
You do seem to engage well with the beasts in class. I believe that when choosing a path, particularly of a scholarly nature, one must take into account both one's enthusiasm for a particular subject, as well as how one may best serve the students to whom one is obligated to both inspire and teach.
Of course, Professor. When did your path become clear?
I recall it quite vividly. It was the summer between my 6th and 7th years. I read in the Prophet about a wizard who'd been selling okami eggs and disappeared in the mountains near my home. I knew of the okami, of course, from my studies, but they are native to lands east of here, such as India. I wondered if it was possible that an okami could be so nearby. Hence, I went to find it.
Yeah, India is kind of east of here. Yeah.
What type of beast is an okami?
It is a spectacular beast. A feathered, winged serpent-like creature that can grow or shrink to fit a particular space. Its eggs are made of pure
Okay.
silver, hence
What?
the desire to trade in them.
Well, I could see that. Pure silver.
Seems quite a challenge finding an okami in the mountains.
It was. After a few days, during which my parents grew increasingly annoyed at my absence, I found what little remained of the wizard egg trader. He was near a tree hollow. And there, inside, was a nest with 7 silver okami eggs.
What did you do with them?
Nothing. Beasts are to be valued for what they can provide for wizard kind. Protective clothing, potion ingredients, even wand cores. Only poachers see the value in ending a beast's life for galleons. I left the eggs alone. I hid. And moments later, the beast flew right over my head. Breathtaking. She then seemed to all but disappear as she shrunk to fit into the hollow.
That sounds incredible.
Indeed. I knew in that moment that I needed to understand all that I could about beasts and ensure that wizard kind learned to benefit properly from them. Now,
Okay.
I trust that I have answered your question. You would do well to continue your study of beasts, regardless of your chosen path. Beasts and all that they provide will vastly improve your life, and perhaps one day even save it.
I shall remember that, Professor. Thank you.
I sort of dozed off there. I'm sorry, but that was the most boring interaction ever. I don't know why, but yeah. Let's see. What was I supposed to do? I was supposed to meet Poppy. Poppins. Poppy. Spell combination. Okay. Well, should I do all these quests? Talk to Deacon. The room requires talk to Deacon. Oh, maybe I should do that one. Nah. Conjuring. Sirona. Oh, let's do that one later. Speak with Sebastian. I want to do that one as well. I really want to explore the dark arts. Meet Poppy Sweeting. Fire and Vice. Yeah, let's meet Poppy first. Then we can do the dark arts. And she's out in the world. Oh, she's far north of here. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, I'll go over here. And I'll fly to her. Let's see what she wants. Can go with this. Pop is the one with. She's interested in beast class. She's collecting beasts, if I'm not mistaken. So, what might we be up to? Yeah, let's wait for her here.
Is Highwing all right? Natty told me what the two of you did.
Highwing's fine. I'm keeping an eye on her. She's safe, Poppy, I promise.
Good. Whatever the poachers are up to, I want Highwing far from it.
You said you had news about the poachers, and that some of it had to do with me.
It did. I overheard them talking in the Hogshead, and did you know that they have orders from Victor Rookwood to capture you on sight? Does this have anything to do with
Me,
Rookwood
yeah.
and Harlow coming for you in the Three Broomsticks after the troll attack?
It
Yep.
does, somewhat. But at the moment, I'm more concerned about what else you heard the poachers are up to.
Fair enough. But I hope you'll let me know if I can be of help, especially after what you did for Highwing. Does the name Horntail Hall mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not. Why? What is it?
The poacher's best kept secret, apparently. The name came up twice, but they never went into detail. I also overheard one of them bragging about all the gold they're making, at the expense of innocent creatures, undoubtedly. The poachers spoke of this area, and I thought if we searched around a bit, it might give us clues as to what they're doing. If you ever meet my gran, this trip never happened.
Okay.
Not to worry, Poppy. If I ever meet your gran, I shall not speak a word of this.
I normally tell her everything. She might be my best friend after Highwing, but she knows how I feel about the poachers. I think she worries I'll do something ill-advised.
Like now?
Whatever gave her that idea?
Yeah, whatever gave her that idea.
This way.
So, let's see. Maybe I'll stay equipped with this. Or I'll try this loadout first. And if I can't break their shields, I'll switch it up. Oh,
A
what's that?
centaur.
Centaur.
Tread carefully.
Are they dangerous? Are they aggressive?
An entire castle to roam, yet you choose to wander here.
Please, we don't want any trouble. We're simply passing through.
Do you take us for fools? That we do not notice more and more of your kind around here, in league with the poachers?
We aren't involved with them. If anything, we want to see them stopped.
I hope for your sake that is true. Our kind is swiftly losing patience with the poachers and those they work with.
So, what you gonna do about it? You're gonna attack us? Small kids?
He was certainly a charmer.
That could have gone worse. Centaurs aren't exactly fans of wizard kind, and the poachers aren't helping matters.
But why would he think that we had anything to do with poachers?
Yeah, we're
I
kids.
did notice the poachers talking with a few villagers in Hogsmeade. I'm not sure why. Perhaps that's why the centaurs are suspicious.
Yeah. That might be it. Let's go and blow something up. Some poachers. Oh boy. Oh no.
That's the
No.
third time I've seen a dugbog behave that violently.
No.
It seems that a lot of beasts have been more aggressive than usual lately.
I've noticed that too.
Damn
It's
it.
almost like there's something in the water.
Something in the water. Oh. Let's pick up some leeches. Wait a minute. I think I saw some of them over here. Yeah. Oh boy, hurry. That was close. Might have been over. This is the poacher
This
camp.
is odd.
What is it?
Not entirely sure, but look around. If the poachers were here, perhaps we
Revelio.
can find out why.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they take their cages with them when they left? Pelts. Poor beasts. Still smoking. They can't have been gone long.
Hmm.
This is goblin metal. Seems out of place in a poacher camp. I should tell Poppy about it.
Goblin metal. Oh yeah, they're in cahoots with each other, right? Goblins and poachers.
Anything interesting?
Poachers were here. All sorts of evidence. But I found something else. It's goblin made.
I found goblin armor. Let's keep searching, but carefully. Merlin only knows what's going on here. I don't have a good
Merlin.
feeling about this.
Revelio.
How do goblin and poacher interests align?
So, where exactly are we on the
Look,
map?
down there.
We're up in the mountains, far up. Okay.
Definitely poachers. No creatures, though. So what are they doing out here?
Let's take a closer look.
They won't be happy to see us.
Oh!
Should we use disillusionment? Or perhaps a less discreet approach?
Hard to say from up here. Let's get a better lay of the land.
I fell down. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Should we attack them? Are you with me?
What was that?
Confringo! Incendio!
Labyrinth to the
How does that? Places!
Haha!
Accio! Confringo!
like a street
Expelliarmus!
Defendo!
I've never been one for
Glacius.
gardening.
Confringo!
What have you done?
Accio!
There we go. Freezio!
Glacius!
There we go. Disarm an enemy. Okay. Let's do that. No! I've switched it up.
Expelliarmus!
Coward! Fight me fairly!
Let's put this one back in there. I want to see.
Bombarda!
Oh no!
Merlin, you'd think they were guarding the Minister for Magic himself. What is going on here?
Only one way to find out.
Damn.
Revelio.
Okay, I need to repair this. Let's search this first. See if there's anything. Yeah, okay. I blew up the whole bridge. That's so silly. Typical me.
Reparo.
And let's put this back in there. There we go. Now I can blow things up on this side. Search.
Revelio.
Let's have a look. Nothing here? Oh yeah, okay, we need to enter their poacher tent. And this is gonna be huge. Probably. A different world.
What in Merlin's
Oh
name?
boy.
Are those
What?
dragons?
It's a dragon fighting ring. This is Hauntel Hall.
The name makes sense now, and the secrecy.
No wonder the poachers were in Hogsmeade so much. Likely taking bets and spreading the word, given how crowded it is here. How could they possibly enjoy this? The centaurs have every right to be disgusted with wizard kind. There must be more dragons here. The poachers are far too greedy to run a fighting ring with only 2 dragons. We should take advantage of most eyes being in the fight and look around. But be discreet. You especially can't afford to be spotted.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. Yeah.
What I wouldn't give to be a demiguise right now.
Don't know what Victor was thinking, striking a bargain with Totalis.
Okay. What should we look for? Should go there. Missions only. Okay, we're going this way first.
Revelio.
Okay.
Have you heard from your family? Has either of your brothers come round to our way of thinking? Will they join us?
Ah, they say we go too far. The violence isn't going to get us what we want. I say, if every last wizard is run through with a blade, then violence is going to get me precisely.
No! He found out?
Did you hear those goblins? Ramrock and the poachers must be working together.
Poppy, something's going on behind you.
What's going on down there?
They're torturing it?
They must have only just captured her. She's putting up quite the fight.
Not a fair one, though. Not with her chained up like that.
Let's even her odds, shall we?
By doing what? Reach the captive dragon.
One foot in front of the next and quiet as can be.
Yes, I'm very quiet.
Look, they've got a dragon egg. Hebridean from the looks of it.
Revelio.
Can't leave it here, not with the plans they likely have for it.
Why are we going so slow?
Hello, Hamora.
Oh, okay. Gonna steal it?
All right, I have the egg.
Ready. The element of surprise will only buy us a few seconds.
Let's make them count.
Oh, too much
Revelio.
potions. Here we go.
Confringo!
Don't think you'll get it out of here.
Bombarda! Defender! Confringo! Crucible!
There you are.
Bombarda! Protego! Stupid one!
Nothing more than luck.
Confringo! Defender!
For more? Not the brightest child.
Leviosa!
Shall we finish what we started?
Confringo! Bombarda!
Oh no, she got it.
Defender!
Maybe I'll go with this.
Glacius! Accio! Confringo! Defender! Accio!
Expelliarmus!
Confringo!
Flipendo!
Accio!
There we go. Oh, here we go.
You're the one we're looking for, and you brought a friend.
Let's play!
Oh, such arrogance.
Protego! Accio!
See how you like this!
Glacius! Confringo! Stupefy! Defender!
Like to torture dragons, do you?
Confringo! Defender! Protego!
You don't want to try that again.
Accio! Glacius!
I'll have taken your life before you realize it's gone.
Let me out, son.
Expelliarmus!
No patience for these things.
Confringo! Defender!
Rather unwise coming back this way. I refuse to be defeated. Vegetable.
Glacius! Accio!
The lamb returns to the wolf. Literal weed.
You won't get away.
Accio!
Let me out, son.
Glacius!
Back for more.
Oh,
Confringo!
Let me out, son.
Accio! Defender!
oh, he's too big.
Let's see you survive that heat. Confringo!
Let me out, son.
Glacius!
Let's freeze him.
Fringo!
And then I'll put you.
Confringo! Accio! Defender!
Okay. He's too big.
Accio! Confringo!
Bye.
We don't have time. We need to free her now before more show up.
Okay. I'll pull this
Accio.
one. No? Not the right spell? Yeah, it was.
This may have been a bad idea.
I suppose we'll find out.
Okay.
Incendio! This way!
That was a Hebridean black.
I'm guessing the egg we have belongs to that dragon.
I don't think she knew they had her egg. She wouldn't have left without it.
What now? She didn't exactly leave us a calling card.
I don't know. Nothing about this day was expected. Not the goblins, and definitely not the fighting ring. The last thing I planned on was a dragon egg. And the poachers saw us, which cannot be good.
No.
Since the dragon we freed flew off, does that mean we get to keep the egg?
I'd much rather we have it than the poachers, at least for now. but I don't think we should keep it indefinitely. It'll be hard hiding something like this from Professor Weasley for long.
Yeah.
Should we expect trouble from the poachers, given the trouble we just caused?
It would be foolish not to expect it. They're not a forgiving lot. I'm sorry to say that you likely have a larger target on your back now because of what we just did.
Okay.
We aren't helping ourselves standing here. Let's get to safety. We can sort this out later.
You're right. If there's anything the poachers are good at, it's tracking their prey. And right now, we're it. Be careful, won't you?
Yeah.
I shall see you back at the castle.
See me back at the castle. Okay. Okay. Which quest was I supposed to do after this one? The Shadow Mastery, right? Yeah. Maybe that one later. But let's do this one. Track the quest. Yeah, back at school. And we're just going somewhere. Let's see where this leads us. Hopefully I can...
It's time you learned the transformation spell.
Oh.
After you've completed the required tasks, which I'm certain will prove useful in finishing your field guide, attend my class to learn the new spell. Afterwards, we will discuss your progress thus far in the term.
Okay. What are the mission? Professor Weasley. Collect the field guide page in the underground harbor. Correct the field guide pages from the book. Intermediate transfiguration in the library. Have I done that? No, I don't think so. Okay, so I need to find out how I'll get to the harbor area. And then go into the library. Okay. Central Hall. Oh, it's just 100 meters. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Here's... Oh, I've been here. I've done this. Okay, yeah. Oh, but this one. Is there a key somewhere here, or... I think I've seen... There's some flying keys. I need to stop them. But I don't know how. Oh well. I think I'll find out sooner or later.
I'd better keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones.
Yeah, like this.
Accio! Well, that's one of Zenobia's gobstones. I hardly see what all the fuss is about.
How many have I found? Okay, let's get up here. Oh no, not that guy. I hate that guy. Oh, we're going to the Undercroft. Okay.
You'll never believe what I've learned.
What did you discover in the spellbook we found in the scriptorium?
Salazar Slytherin's spellbook was a little difficult to interpret, but fascinating. Evidently, he encouraged teaching dark magic at Hogwarts. Neither the Imperious Curse nor the Killing Curse was unforgivable during his time. He believed students should be prepared to use dark magic when necessary, not to fear it. That's why we had to use Crucio to gain access to the scriptorium. He didn't want his knowledge shared with anyone who was afraid of the power of dark magic.
Okay.
It was hard to do, but casting Crucio was our only option.
And I'm glad we did it, because in the spellbook I also found something else. References to a lost relic, which, from what I can tell, grants the holder the power to reverse dark magic curses.
And you think this relic might be able to save Anne?
Precisely. I plan to search for this relic, but I don't think we should tell anyone. Especially Ominous. He wouldn't understand.
I see no reason to involve Ominous.
I'm glad you agree. When I know more, I shall send an owl.
Oh, come on. I want to know more
And don't
now.
feel sorry for Ominous. Keeping this to ourselves for now is for his own good.
I'll decide what's for my own good.
Oh boy.
Ominous, we were just about to get some air. Care to join?
You're a liar, Sebastian. I heard everything. You swore you'd never engage in anything to do with dark magic again.
No, I didn't. I said I understood you wanting that. I'd never swear to give up on finding a cure for Anne.
You don't know when to stop, do you?
I know when not to stop. Leave this alone, Ominous. I'll be on my way.
I am not letting this go.
Ominous, Sebastian meant well.
I know what I heard. You knew I wouldn't agree with this. Going after that relic is not a good idea. Sebastian doesn't even realize it, but he's as irresponsible and reckless now as his parents were years ago. It's why they died.
I knew his parents died, but I never heard what happened.
Mr. and Mrs. Sallow were professors. Spent nearly every waking moment in the cellar library. Noses buried in books. Anne and Sebastian were upstairs when it happened. They heard a sudden crash and ran downstairs, but it was too late. Their parents had crumpled to the floor. A defect with the lamp in the cellar caused the room to fill with an undetectable toxin. Sebastian and Anne were helpless. They had no magic yet.
What a horrible story.
It is. That's why I can't understand Sebastian's recklessness. I've practically lost Anne. I cannot lose Sebastian too. Please avoid anything to do with that spellbook.
Those references in the book seem promising.
Everything to do with Salazar Slytherin seems promising until it's too late. I hope Sebastian pursues this no further, but if you think he might, please let me know. It would mean a lot.
Yeah, he's pursuing it. I can tell you that. So, do we need to talk more? No?
Revelio.
You don't want to tell me anything? Nothing in particular? Okay. I'll be out of your hair then. Because I want to do this other quest. Let's see. Yeah, that's right. Field guide, page underground. Blah, blah, blah. Maybe I'll do... Yeah, let's go... Sharona. Okay, let's go talk to Sharona. She's probably at the inn. Yeah, let's go there. And might be able to lend her a hand. It's inside here. This is the... yeah, this is it.
Glad you came.
I wonder where they go.
Hello, Sharona. I received your owl. How are you?
Hello, my friend. Did you ever find Lodgok?
Yes, I did.
I did, thank you. We had a good conversation. He sends you his best.
Glad to hear it. I shan't ask for details of your little chat, and I'll refrain from telling you to be careful yet again. But I hope you will be, whatever your plans.
Of course. Your owl mentioned you're needing my help with something?
I do. I thought you might be just the person to do a favour for my friend Dorothy Sprottle in Upper Hogsfield.
I don't believe I've met Mrs. Sprottle.
She's lovely. Her late husband Aidan was a friend of my father's. In fact, I'd stay with Dot and Aidan the summers I waited tables here as a student. I've seen her a few times since Aidan passed, but the pub's been so busy lately, I've not been as attentive as I'd have liked. I wonder if you might pop in and see her. She may need some help collecting ingredients for her supply of Wiggenweld potion. And you could retrieve something of mine in the process. A box, full of old letters and such.
Why does Mrs. Sprottle keep a supply of Wiggenweld potion on hand?
Dot's a skilled potioneer. She's been supplying travelling vendors with Wiggenweld potion. An ordinary precaution that has, unfortunately, become a necessity, what with Ranrock's loyalists disrupting the trade routes.
Yeah.
Why did Mr. and Mrs. Sprottle have your box of letters after all this time?
It's one of a few that I had when I was young. Dot found it when she was clearing out a closet. Can't imagine what's in there. Probably terribly theatrical. The ramblings of a teenage witch and her friends. You're welcome to take a peek inside, if you do find it. To be honest, I'd imagine it contains some lovely memories.
Oh, I'm not gonna read your secret letters.
I'll try to go and see her when I can.
It would mean the world to me, and to Dorothy. Aidan was bringing the box of letters to me when he was taken ill. Dot can tell you where he might have dropped it.
Oh, it's out in
You'll
the
find
wild?
a hamlet just north of Hogsmeade. Please do give Dot my love.
The box of letters, it's out in the wild? Okay. That's interesting. Oh, look at this. Snow collected on the outside of the window. Looks like inside, but yeah.
Revelio.
There we go. Field guide. Ollivander. Yeah. Is there a sign outside of this place as well? Nah. Let's look for some schematics and sell some clothes.
I was wondering when I'd see you again. Let's look at what we have, shall we?
Dung composter, potting table. I want to have the breeding ground for... Oh, this is better, but it's still extraordinary, not legendary. So I don't know. I'll sell this. Sell this. Sell this. Legendary hat. No, I'll sell. At least I'll sell all the green items. That might be not that great. There we go.
Let me know if there's anything else I can do to help.
I was hoping to buy the breeding ground, but yeah. Since
My mother would like to speak with me. I believe she has learned about some of what we've been up to. I'm hoping she may be easier on me if you are there.
Okay.
Can we meet at the Three Broomsticks? It may finally be safe since we rescued the dragon from Horntail Hall.
Okay, everyone wants to see me now. Yeah, let's see what we can do. Okay, let's fly. Just need to get out of the city limits. Can I fly over here? Nope. I cannot. Here? Yes. This seems very cold.
I'll be having none of your nonsense. Leave me like that again and you'll soon find yourself with naught but poachers at your back.
A castle. Must have been quite stately in its time.
I've been here? I must have been here. Okay, let's save. So I don't do stupid stuff. Okay, let's see. 53 offense. 53, 63. Yeah, that's not better. And my gloves. Oh, yeah, okay, they're still purple. This one is purple as well. 15. Maybe I'll switch it up. I'll see. Yeah, that's right. I was supposed to look talents. Dark magic. Stupefy has the same effect on curse enemy. It's the same effect. Expelliarmus. Dealing damage to a cursed target inflicts damage to all cursed targets. That's very cool. Cursed enemies take increased damage. I want to have this one. Required level 22. Spells. Let's see. Bombard that causes an explosive blast with a massive area of effect. That could be good. Yeah, let's put a point in this one. Like that. I'll wait with the other talent points, but okay.
Upper Hogsfield. Now where to find Mrs. Sprottle?
Bardolph Beaumont should have returned by now. Had by dark wizards he was.
Excuse me. Did you say something about Bardolph Beaumont?
I did. I don't think we've met. I'm Dorothy Sprottle. I was just worrying about Claire Beaumont's brother Bardolph. Only he's gone missing. Rumour is he was seen in the forest practicing dark magic. Saw him myself near some ruins with Rookwood's lot I did. I fear he got himself into trouble with the Ashwinders, especially if he made them a promise he couldn't keep. I'd help search for him myself, but no one will risk encountering Ranrock's loyalists. They seem to be everywhere.
Okay. Just a sec. Okay.
Why would Bardolph want to get involved with the Ashwinders?
Oh, he had a terrible run-in with Ranrock's loyalists. Changed him. He vowed never to feel powerless again. I think he sought the Ashwinders out to learn their secrets. Victor Rookwood, at least, seems somehow immune to Ranrock's loyalists.
Do you think Bardolph may have simply run off?
No. Bardolph's run that shop with Claire his entire life. He'd not give it up for anything. He swore he'd be back in a fortnight. My instincts are that he's been held captive, or worse.
I can certainly look out for him.
Any help would be appreciated. You might speak to Claire first. Perhaps she has some insights that I don't. I can tell you that Bardolph was last seen in the forest wearing a particular woolen jumper, one that Claire knitted herself.
Okay.
Claire will be at her shop if you'd like to speak with her.
Claire? Is this it? This is Claire?
Ranrock's loyalists are a menace. What can be done?
Madame Beaumont, might I speak with you?
Yes? What about?
Mrs. Sprottle told me a little about your brother's disappearance.
Oh, dear Dorothy. She'd go looking for Bardolph herself if she could.
She mentioned dark magic and even the Ashwinders.
Despite my repeated warnings, Bardolph's been experimenting with dark magic near the edge of the forest. I thought perhaps he'd get it out of his system and it would gradually stop. But then one day, he didn't come home.
Could Bardolph have run off?
No, he'd never leave me here alone. He did speak of going to talk with Victor Rookwood. That worries me almost more than his attempts at mastering dark magic. Rookwood is as dangerous as Ranrock, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Is there anything your brother took with him that might help to track him down?
Only his satchel, journal, and a woolen jumper I knitted for him. That's all I can recall.
I'll let you know if I see or hear anything about him.
Thank you. How kind. I'd be so grateful to learn where he is. I know in my heart he's out there. Do be careful.
I should be going now. Thank you.
Bardolph, where are you? I'll not give up hope.
Lift in the hat, if you please.
Okay, should we fly? Or like this? Discover what happened to Bardolph.
I should investigate.
Okay, I think I've been here before.
Past the river near the forest. I must be on the right track.
Okay, this is camp. Oh! We got zombies. Oh boy.
Confringo! Confringo! Bombarda!
You die.
Confringo!
Whoa.
Bombarda! Confringo! Is that Infurious wearing a woolen jumper? That must be Bardolph. Defendo!
Bardolph?
Confringo! Bombarda!
Oh, they're so...
Protego! Confringo! Bombarda!
Boom! Oh, that's his
Bardolph's woolen
corpse.
jumper.
Oh.
I'm not sure Madame Beaumont would want to know what really happened to him.
Oh no. No, no, no.
Revelio!
Damn it. He's dead. He's dead. Everyone is dead. So, this might be a letter from him. Journal entry. I'm repulsed by what I've just witnessed. They have created an infurious, a corpse mutilated, come to life. I tried to hide my horror at what I was seeing. I'm not a spy. I'm not here to undermine them. If I do not. I fear I could be next.
This mentions Inferi, and something about it being Bardolph's turn next.
Oh boy.
Revelio.
Journal entry. I hate that I'm afraid, but there's no going back. I seem to have mastered 2 of the curses so far, but to pledge to do their bidding if I'm to learn more. Can't let them see my fear. They're already whispering behind my back. I've been told not to trust dark wizards, but I can't stop until I have enough magic to protect Claire, myself, and all of the Upper Hogsfield.
An entry from Bardolph's journal. He overheard whispers, a plan, something to do with him.
Oh boy. Yeah. He was in too deep. Huh? What was that sound? Yeah, okay. Let's get back. He wanted to protect his city, but it became his undoing. That's not good. At
This
least
looks intriguing.
he wanted to save them, but...
Upper Hogsfield. Now where to find Mrs. Sprottle?
No, Beaumont. I need to find Beaumont.
Oh, I do hope my brother is all right.
No, sorry.
Madame Beaumont, I do have some news of your brother.
Oh, please tell me he's safe.
I regret to say that Bardolph had been turned into an Inferius, and I had to kill him.
What? But how could you possibly think that an Inferius was my brother Bardolph? That's absurd.
He was wearing a woolen jumper, hand-knitted.
No, this can't be.
I'm truly sorry. I wish it had been better news. I wish you well, Madame Beaumont.
What more could I have done? Oh, Bardolph!
Sorry.
Bardolph! My dear brother.
So, that wasn't the smoothest
Revelio
way to do it, probably, but yeah. That was quite bad.
Hello, Hamora.
I should have been more slick. Yeah, that was terrible on my behalf.
Revelio.
Huge. Huh? Oh, let me search that. Candy? Okay, nothing inside here. Can I find the
Brownrock's loyalists are a menace.
one of these? Let me have a look. Maybe I can find. I have. No, I've collected the dummy guys. Right? Yeah, I've collected it. So, I'm sorry to say. Should I report back? Speak with Natty. Talk to Poppy. Yeah, so I don't need to report back to Sharona. Use the map with floating candles to find the treasure. Yeah, this one. Speak to Dorothy's bottle. Haven't I done this? Okay. I'm sorry to say, your husband is... I killed him.
Nice to see you again, Mrs. Sprottle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you.
Oh, dear Sirona, a gem. Has been for as long as I've known her.
She thought you might need help collecting ingredients for your Wiggenweld potion.
And she's correct. My darling Aidan used to collect hawk lumps for me. Since he died, my supply has dwindled.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sprottle.
Oh, thank you. Love of my life. A bit lost without him. If you wouldn't mind gathering some hawk lumps for me, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
Oh, I've been on a different quest this whole time. This is the quest I was supposed to do. Yeah, I have some.
Believe it or not, I have some with me.
Oh, thank you. How wonderful. The travelling vendors will be thrilled to replenish their stock of Wiggenweld potion.
Sirona also mentioned that Mr. Sprottle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill.
Indeed he was. I'd almost forgotten. I stumbled upon it just before Aidan died. He was hoping to go through it with Sirona over a butterbeer or two. Those two were always like two bowtruckles in a branch. Aidan took ill when he was collecting hawk lumps on his way to see her. He made it home, but I fear he dropped the box in the cavern. The cavern is in the hills just southwest of our hamlet. You can gather hawk lumps and collect the box of letters there.
A cavern?
Sirona said she lived with you during the summers when she was at Hogwarts. What was she like?
Oh, goodness. Well, she was almost exactly like she is now. Charming, good head on her shoulders, taking care of everyone. I can't tell you the fun we had when she and her friends would visit us during the year, all buzzing about, practicing charms. Talented group. Her friend Mirabelle was a genius in the garden. Learned it all from her Muggle parents, if you can believe it.
Okay.
Do you remember anything about the letters you put in the box?
Oh, of course. A few letters from some of her school friends. Some nice memories. I even included a letter Sirona had written to me when she was staying with us. Thought she might enjoy reading it. I know when I read writing from my youth, I'm always astonished at how much I've changed, and yet remain the same.
That sounds about right.
Thank you, Mrs. Sprottle.
Thank you. I'll be here if you are able to collect those hawk lumps. I, and the vendors I help, would greatly appreciate it.
Haven't I given you hawk lumps? Okay, let's not dwell on it. I'll go to the caverns, but I'll do that in the next episode. So that's it for this one. I'll see you back in the next one. Take care. Bye.